Yo, what's up, everybody out there? Welcome back over to the channel, Lost to Reality. We're here going for a walk in this beautiful neighborhood, nice and peaceful. God is good, and I'm just taking it all in today. So, let's not waste any more time, all right? The topic at hand is Ayesha Curry. I just don't understand how some of these women operate, thought processes and stuff. I remember somebody told me many years ago, when you think of a man and a woman, you know, men are so simple. A man is like a vine coming up out of the ground, right? Just straight as can be. And a woman is more like a tree where all of the branches are going in all different type of directions and getting tied up around other limbs. That's the thought process of a woman. And don't take that the wrong way if you're a woman and you watch this, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Some women, you just will never be able to figure out. Never. And in this case, I don't understand. Here, we got Ayesha Curry back in the news again, and not for anything positive whatsoever. If you remember a number of years ago, you know, she, went on some talk show, basically, putting it out there saying, sometimes I want attention from other men. Sometimes I want to be desired. So I'm sitting up there scratching my head like, wait a minute, you got a whole husband at home and you talking about that you want to be desired by other men. I don't get it. Like, is it not enough for you to look pretty for one man? The one man that you decided that you to say I do to? Is it too much to get dolled up and stay in shape for that one man? Why do you need to be desired by other men? Other men who may not value you, other men who don't care about you, other men who just want to sleep with you, pump and dump, other men who just don't care about your existence. Well, but you got a husband who cares, a husband that's an NBA superstar, millions and millions of dollars. Like, you lack for nothing, you want for nothing, you have everything that you could possibly want, but you still want to be desired by other men. There was another talk show that she was on a while back as well, to where some guy came out with no shirt on and she was pretending to take off her wedding ring. I'm like, no, you didn't. Just decide to try to play like you about to take the ring off because this dude coming out here with all this shirts. So I'm like, these are red flags. These are red flags. And now, once again, Mrs. Curry is back in the news. I feel sorry for her husband. I feel sorry for Steph. It's an embarrassment to have a woman, your wife, constantly being in the media for embarrassing stuff like this. And it just kind of makes you wonder, like, what's really going on at home? What needs are not really being fulfilled at home? Like, what's the deal? Because apparently people think that money solves all the problems, but these celebrities cannot seem to keep it together when it comes to their marriages. Their marriages fall apart. You got Will and Jada situations. It's just people just don't seem to be happy whatsoever, regardless of whether they got paper or not. Now we got Ayesha saying, I never wanted kids. I had dreams. I had aspirations. I had goals, and I never wanted children. What good does that do you to bring up now that you have a bunch of kids? And if you knew that you didn't want kids, why not have that discussion with your husband or before y'all got married? See, the problem with society is that people don't date anymore. Y'all just sleep with each other. You like it, and there's something about the person that you enjoy, and you decide to get married. You don't learn each other, qualities, beliefs, thought processes, seeing if you're actually compatible. You just get married out of the blue, and this is why the divorce rate is over 75% in America right now. This is why, because people don't really know each other. Why would you marry somebody who evidently wanted children, but you didn't want kids? And then say, I never wanted kids. Like, how do you think that makes your kids feel for you to say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you think that makes them feel? Because it does you no good whatsoever to have that type of conversation or even bring that up once your kids are there. You may not have wanted them, but you laid down and had not one, not two, not three. What do they got, like 4? I mean, you decided to do it. I don't understand. But what I do see is I see a problem manifesting right before all of our eyes right now, to where we're going to see another Will and Jada situation at some point, because we have a woman who seems to be having a midlife crisis. She must be bored staying home, and just maybe shopping's not doing it for her anymore. I can imagine they live in a really nice house and nice vehicles, can buy whatever they want. Like, when you get to that point in life and those are no longer challenges or desires, other thoughts start to come into your mind. I can imagine, husband's always gone, perhaps. I don't know how often he's at home. Always gone and on the road practicing. And, she's just at home. And I mean, we see this with military wives, soldiers, overseas, and their wife is at home just not doing anything, and that's a dangerous place. And I mean, I get it. We're supposed to trust, the woman that we're with, or ladies, trust your husband as well. But, this whole situation right here, I really don't understand what more could this woman possibly want out of life. Kids they're not a burden. They don't stop you from reaching your goals in life. Like, they're a blessing. Like, me and my wife, we talk about this sometimes. Not all the time, because it's irrelevant. We talk about the time that we were together before we had children, which really wasn't a long time. We were only together for about a year before we had our first child. And ever since then, we had kids throughout the years. And we had our final child in 2015. So 10 years ago. But we don't sit and wonder what if we didn't have kids? And we never once say they stopped us. Of course, when they're young, you kind of have to sacrifice a little bit, because, for the most part, we took care of our kids ourselves. Family members helped here and there, watching them when we would work or whatever, but they didn't stop us. They didn't hinder us. There's plenty of parents out here who still live their dreams. There's still plenty of parents out here who still smash their goals. They're not complaining and making excuses about, oh, I never wanted kids. I wanted to do all this other stuff. Well, it's your fault that you didn't do it, so. But I feel like this is a red flag. And fellas, this is aborted advice. I mean, ladies, please don't take this the wrong way. I say this with love. I say this with respect. Check this out. If you are, fellas, if you see a woman and you're looking for a potential wife, you had better find out everything about that woman. You need to dig into the past. You need to tell you everything. You need to find out what she wants out of life. You need to find out her plans, her goals. See if they go in alignment with you. Stop letting the sex blind you, okay? Stop letting that make the decision whether you marry this woman, and start figuring out whether this woman and I are compatible, because you're gonna find yourself in a hole that you can't get out of, and you'll end up losing whatever money or wealth or assets that you got, because you didn't take the time to figure out whether you and this woman were actually going to make it. And this seems like a case, if there ever was one, with Ayesha Curry being a confused woman who got married, probably because she saw that, Steph was gonna make it. I hate to say that, but it looks like she just jumped on the coattail and said, he's going to the NBA. I'm gonna go ahead and make this man my husband. And lo and behold, this man wanted family. This man wanted kids. So yeah, just be mindful, fellas, when you're choosing your wife. Be very, very careful. Nobody is perfect, but at the same time, this is ridiculous that every time this woman is brought up, it's always something embarrassing on his behalf. It's something embarrassing, like in the whole. This isn't just a isolated. This is like all over the place. Everybody knows about it. That's what makes it embarrassing, and you can't hide it, can't cover it up. And this is the problem with being a public figure. Everybody is all in your business and stuff. So, but that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully everybody out there has an amazing rest of their days. I'm sweating right now. I'm hot, man. I'm hot. Florida weather, guys. It is burning up here. Yo, comment down below. What do you think about this whole situation? Do you think that Ayesha Curry is just really unappreciative, or do you think that, a woman just wants what she wants and men should just shut up and deal with it? Because you're always going to have other women who back for her and who try to defend her actions and her words, which is absolutely ridiculous. So, all right, y'all, take it easy. Like, comment, subscribe. See you later. Peace.